Hello, this is Clay's Arcade, bringing you another adventure in arcade action, playing with satisfaction. No, not really. I just thought I would show a few pointers to how to do a more deeper cleaning if you own the original Nintendo NES. As you know, usually you would take this cartridge and put it in and it would work. But that will only work for a while. And then why does it stop? It's because if you've cleaned this, cleaned it real good, and still chances are you got dirty contacts in your console. And I found out a secret to the NES Nintendo. It's behind me. I have taken half of it apart, and I've got the cage here. This plastic was to cover the contacts. Because my picture's been blanking out some, and I've been wanting to do this a long time, and I saw somebody take mine apart when I ordered a new part, and they put it in there, and I found a secret to the NES. One reason why it turns off so much is because chances are your clips, your pins where you put the cartridge in may be dirty. And nowadays it's hard to get one of those cartridge cleaning cartridges where you spray alcohol in it and you shove it in and out and in and out and in and out. And that's what I did in the 80s. I can't find one anymore, although they may still have them. Now, there's many different ways to clean your NES pins, but some will just last very temporarily and then they'll get dirty again. And one thing would be to spray alcohol in here and then shove it in and shove it out with the game cartridge, preferably not your favorite one. And that works, but it sometimes cannot work very long. And I found out a good piece of advice. I was always spraying Q-tips here. That's what I do is I put alcohol in a spray bottle and then I spray the Q-tips. And then I run it through the cartridge and clean it like that. Well, I found out recently that it's best to use 91% alcohol so that it'll dry fairly fast, because the water can have a tendency to seep through the cracks of this and go around the chip, and eventually it can cause it to rust. And I have seen an Atari cartridge I bought didn't work, and I took it apart and it was full of rust. So it can happen. Remember, if you clean it with alcohol, 91 proof at least. After I heard that, that's all I'm going to use, 91 proof. Now, I used to use some kind of mean green type solvent, but again the same problem, too much water. But there's another thing you can use that has no water in it at all. It is this. It is called QD electronic cleaner. Leaves no residue. Now, if the pins are not too bad, if you pull a little bit of maintenance, once you got the pins clean, every once in a while, stick this in your NES and spray back and forth for a few seconds and then let it dry, and it should solve your pin problem. It should keep it clean. It works even better on a handheld. I used to always use it on my Game Boy Advance, and here's an SP. And just pull the cartridge out, and you stick it in here, spray and go back and forth a little bit, and then let it dry. It won't take too long to dry, but if you've waited too long, it's going to need extensive cleaning. Different ways to do it. One way would be to get a credit card and cut part of it off so that you can stick it in here and put a cloth around it like a handkerchief, and then spray 91 proof alcohol and shove it in, pull it out, shove it in, pull it out, shove it in, pull it out. And the only thing is the pins just rip up my handkerchiefs pretty bad. So that's, and you can't get a Q-tips in here. Well, you could take it apart, but this is hard to take apart. But what I have found recently, let's see if it works here. Yeah. What I have just found today is you get a pipe cleaner and turn it like this to where you make a circle. Whoa! You make a circle and then push this down and make it flat like that. And then on this end, you twist it together. Then you can spray it with 91 alcohol. If you go fast enough, maybe this electronic cleaner. And then you stick it in here, push it in, pull it out, 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 push it in, pull it out. Now I have not proven this, but I bet it works. I just discovered this today. And I found out that it would also stick in a Game Boy adapter that was attached to the GameCube. It also works for the handhelds, works for the SP. So you could spray some alcohol on that, and you know what? These bristles are kind of, they're not very soft, so it should clean good. I'm looking forward to testing this new idea I got, twisting a pipe cleaner and then stick it in, pull it out, stick it in, pull it out, stick it in, pull it out, and just go down and up, and stick a cartridge in. And you know, I bet it'll work good. Okay. Now, of course, you know, you could spray the Q-tips and stick it in the Game Boy Advance games, and just rub it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you'll see all the dirt. And that's the easiest one. Some people may not know. And so let's get back to the NES. I'm trying to take the box off, and I got the shield off, and I got the top part off here, right here, and there's the door right there. Ah! Oh boy, that was close. I nearly lost all my screws. And of course, there you go. There's the opening, and hello, how you doing? Oh, hee. And that's it. So I'm attempting to take the cage out. When you put the cartridge in and you push down, that's the next thing that has to come off. I don't know if I can get it out, so I'm fixing to do the screws here and see if it comes out. Why? Well, I'll show you why why am I doing that? You might could stop right here, and perhaps I should, but I found out a little secret when I watched this guy put in a new pin that I bought. He showed me something I didn't know. We know most, this is your NES, bottom side, the motherboard, and here, oops, rats. Well, that's where you stick the cartridge in here. Now we'll demonstrate, see, goes in like that, see, and I found out that at the back of here, of course, you can't see it because it's so dark, but there's pins here where you stick in the cartridge. But the secret is that these pins are not soldered to the motherboard, and they are on the board just like a cartridge is. It's pins holding on to the motherboard, and that's what it is. Over a period of time, they can lose contact unless you take them apart, pull this out, pull the clip away from the motherboard. And another trick of cleaning contacts is a common eraser. So you pull this out, and I don't know if I can do it now, but anyway, if I can get this harness off, you pull this away from the motherboard, and then you go with the eraser and you go over all the contacts. It will look somewhat like when the place where the expansion port of the Coleco is the same way these pins are attached. They are not soldered on like the Atari 2600 or the Nintendo top loader. They are just shoved in like a cartridge. And you can have that's why there's one reason there's contact trouble. And then also these pins get dirty here. And well, let me show you. This is how I clean the pins. It's an idea I just had today. I sprayed 91 proof alcohol on this toothbrush. And then you can get to the pins here. And then I just went back and forth and back and forth, sprayed it again, back and forth and back and forth. I wasn't so sure it didn't look dirty, but when I held it up to the light, it started shining a lot, and I knew that it got it cleaner. So hopefully, it should play those cartridges better, I hope. So that's it. I don't know how much time has expired, 13 minutes or so. I'm going to try to take this cage off. I've already started on taking the screws, so here we go. And I don't know if you can see me or not. You won't see me now because of the shadows, but yeah, that's about the best I can get it. But remember, this is more about the tips than about the visual. Maybe I could hone in for a close-up. I thought I could. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no.